my husband will get the jingle going here in a second. And let's get started on our backs, but let's get that jingle.
It's been a busy day.
Welcome to ABC Yoga Mountain Edition. Nice to see everyone. We had a little audio challenges this morning, but I will mute all and hopefully you can still hear me.
We're good.
Let's get on our backs. We got thumbs up. Let's get on our backs this morning. Take up a lot of space. Extend those arms up ahead. Stretch out the fingers. Big breath in. Let it go. Tuesday morning. One more. Stretch out through the fingers and the toes. And on that exhalation, let's hug those knees into our chest. And gently rock your head side to side. And we'll extend our arms out in cactus, the back of the hands connecting with the floor. Let's drop our knees to the right. Squeeze those knees together. And on the inhale, we'll draw those knees back to center. Exhale, drop them in the opposite direction. So you want to squeeze those knees together. Inhale, we'll again take them back to center. And then exhale them in the opposite direction. So just a couple more here, moving with your breath, waking up the body. Squeeze those knees, find that core connection. And one more time each side, we'll drop them to the right. Maybe take your gaze over the opposite shoulder, relax your hands. We'll draw the knees back to center and we'll take them in the other opposite direction. Beautiful. Last time we hug our knees in. Let's draw our forehead towards our knees, shoulders draw away from our ears. And we'll take our head and shoulders back on the floor and we'll find our happy baby. So let's find the inner arches of our feet. We'll rock side to side. Our feet are flexed. The knees are drawing towards the floor. We root our spine to the mat, flex the feet, but energetically reach those heels up towards the sky. So keep that left knee bent. We'll just extend that right leg out. And now we'll bend that right knee and extend that opposite, reach that left heel, lengthen through that left leg. Beautiful. So we'll take another deep bend in that left knee. We'll draw the soles of our feet together. Our elbows are on the inside of our knees and just draw our heels towards our inner groins. Shoulders away from your ears. Lick your lips. Beautiful. Now we'll take our hands outside our knees and let's just rock backwards and forwards. So several rocks here this morning till we find our way onto our hands and our knees. So you can cross your ankles, walk your knees back, spread your fingers wide, and let's bump our hips side to side. And rooting through the shins, we'll gaze over our right shoulder. Back to neutral, gaze over the opposite shoulder. And we'll come back to center and we'll find some cat-cows. So exhale the air out, chin towards your chest, root through those shins, lift that back body a little greater, then open up those collarbones, eyes towards the sky. Exhale, chin towards our chest, tail tucks, root through the shins and the hands, then inhale, sip in the breath, eyes high. Two more, exhale, we're rounding, tucking, letting go, shake out that head. Inhale, heart reaches forward, eyes high. Last one here, we round that back body, press through those shins, Find that contact with the mat. And then inhale, come back to center. Eyes straight ahead. Let's hug those knees in. We'll open up the tops of the feet and connect with our core this morning. So feet root, and we just hover those knees a couple of inches off the floor. Navel in and up towards our spine. Look straight ahead, lengthen through the back of the neck. Squeeze those knees together. Then we'll drop the knees to the earth, and we'll just bump those hips side to side again. So we'll take 2 more like that. So looking straight ahead, tops of the feet root. Activate that core, hover those knees. Building arm strength here. Energetically hug those knees in. Let's lower them down. Beautiful. So we'll bump those hips one more time. Tops of the feet root, opening up the tops of the feet. Just hover those knees. Navel in and up towards the spine. For 3, for 2, on 1. We roll over the feet and walk your hands back towards those toes. So we're going to slowly unwind the spine. Spread the toes wide. And on an inhale, extend the arms up overhead. So we'll reach that right hand towards the left wrist. I'm going to come onto your mat a little bit over here.
What?
So my head doesn't chop off. We lengthen and then up and over to the right. So soften those knees a little. You're fanning those left ribs. Unhinge that jaw. Beautiful. Inhale, come back to center. Find that length. Now take that left hand, left hand on right wrist, up and over. Those right ribs are fanning wide. Our toes are spread wide. One more breath here. We'll come back to center. Let's release our hands alongside the body. We'll give ourselves hips distance, and we'll just twist our spine side to side. Just warming up the body. For 3, 2, and 1. Come back to neutral, and we'll find a few head rolls this morning. So our chin towards our chest, our right ear towards our right shoulder. Let the head relax, open up the throat, shake out that head, and left ear, left shoulder. Now just continue that head roll in this direction. Eyes can be soft or closed. And we'll finish this last revolution here when your chin reaches towards your chest. Then just take the left ear, left shoulder. Release the head. Right ear, right shoulder. Nice, chin towards your chest. And 2 or 3 head rolls in this opposite direction. Finding that breath. Last head revolution here. We'll lift our head. Nice. And we'll find our way to the top of the mat. Hands alongside the body. On an inhale, extend the arms up overhead. Let's take a slight back bend here. Shake out that head and forward fold, Uttanasana. So take your time, soften through those knees. Shake out that head. We'll find that halfway lift. We'll do half sun salutations. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise. So bend those knees if you need. We'll reach our palms up towards the sky. We'll take a slight back bend, heart is lifted. And just swan dive forward. We'll take 2 more like that. We'll find that halfway lift. Exhale completely. And just unwind the spine. Root those feet. Lift the palms, big breath in. We'll take a slight back bend. Gorgeous in forward fold. One more half sun salutation, beautiful. We find that halfway lift. Exhale the air completely. Inhale, rise. Sip in that breath. We'll take a slight back bend and forward fold. Beautiful, take your time. We'll find that halfway lift and just walk your feet back into that high plank. Modifications, dropping those knees, but lift that back body. So we'll alternate lifting our toes off the earth. So just hover that right foot 2 or 3 inches off the mat. Hips are level, look straight ahead. Toes to the earth. Now the left leg, hover those toes a couple inches. Navel in and up towards your spine. We'll drop those left toes to the earth. One more time, right toes lift. We're breathing. Right toes down, left toes lift. We'll lower them and slowly take your body all the way to the mat. So maybe drop the knees to the earth. Use that arm strength. Slowly come all the way down to the floor. Elbows hug in, tops of the feet root. We find our baby cobra. So just lift from the back of the heart. And we'll take that left ear to the floor. Moving with our breath, we inhale, baby cobra. Right ear down. So come back to neutral. We'll take our hands off the mat now. So you're on your finger pads here, and we just lift and find a higher baby cobra. You're still warming up that lower back. And we'll take that left ear down. Inhale again, we're on our finger pads. Maybe find a little extra lift. And we'll take the opposite ear to the floor. Beautiful. Now take your hands back in line with your chest. Press through high plank. Beautiful. Downward dog. Eyes towards the back of the mat. So let's pedal out our feet. Shake out that head. Keep your hands where they are, but just walk your feet about a foot closer. So if your heels can come to the ground, great. You can always bend those knees, but let's just find a stretch with that left hand on the left heel or ankle as you gaze under that right armpit. Head is heavy. Breath is steady. Give yourself a wider stance. Nice. Steady breathing. Take that left hand to the floor. Now we'll take the right hand outside the ankle or the heel. Gaze under that shoulder. Maybe smile. Steady breathing. We'll release that right hand to the floor. Keep your hands where they are. Just walk your feet back into downward dog. Shake out that head. We'll lift our heels off the floor. Now hover those knees. Activate that core. Lift through those sits bones and draw those heels down. 2 more like that. So hands stay rooted. We elevate those heels, root through the toes, deep bend in those knees, parallel shins. Now expand, lift through those sits bones, heels down, warming up the back body. One more time like that. We open up the arches, we hover those knees, then we lengthen and activate those heels to the mat. Beautiful. So taking those toes into that center plane, that center line, the right leg lifts. We bend the right knee and stack that right hip. Our chest is parallel. We lift that right knee a little higher. Please extend that right leg and step it forward into our warrior 1. Left heel on the floor and rise. Come all the way up. So for this first one, let's just take our hands on our hips again. Right hip back, left shoulder forward. We'll extend the arms up towards the sky. Bend into that right knee. Lift those arms in line with your ears. Take a slight back bend. And we'll release the hands to the floor. That right leg back. Pause for a beat in our high plank to downward dog. Eyes towards the back of the mat. Our toes walk into that center plane again. Our left leg lifts. We bend that left knee, stack that left hip on top of the right. Make sure that chest is parallel to the floor. Lift that left knee a little higher. Extend that left leg and step it forward into our warrior one. Right heel on the floor and we rise. So just steer those hips again, hands on your hips, that left hip back, our right shoulder forward, our tail is tucked and we extend those arms. Arms in line with our ears, a deep bend in that left knee, maybe a slight back bend. Beautiful. Now hands release, left leg back. We'll take a vinyasa here. So option to drop to the knees, high to low plank, a baby cobra or an upward dog. Beautiful. Downward dog. Eyes towards the back of the mat. Steady breathing. Feeling the breath in the body. So slowing that inhalation and exhalation down. Our face is soft. Please take one more breath here. Let's let it go completely. Look forward, bend those knees, step, maybe fly to the top, halfway lift, Uttanasana, that forward fold. Now we'll rise, full breath in, lines of energy out through the fingertips, a slight back bend, and a forward fold. Bend those knees as much as you need to on the way down. We'll find that halfway lift. Step or jump those feet back, high to low plank. Modify as you need. A cobra or upward dog. Downward dog, eyes towards the back of the mat. Our right leg lifts. We bend the knee, hips are stacked. Our right leg extends into our warrior one. Find that breath all the way up. Now hands behind the back body. Notice which thumb is on top. We lift our heart. Let's find our silver surfer. Crown of the head on the inside of that front foot. So let the head be heavy and take those hands away from the back body. As we did by taking our hands on our hips, we want to steer that right hip to the back of the mat and track that right knee over the right ankle. Let the head be loose. Can you take those hands a little further away from the back body? Full breath in here. Exhale completely. Then inhale, ride that breath all the way up. We'll release our hands, look straight ahead. Maybe a slight back bend. And your vinyasa. Hands release. Right leg back, high to low plank. Baby cobra or up dog. Downward dog, eyes towards the back of the mat. Toes in that center plane, the left leg lifts. We bend the knee, we stack the hips. Our left leg extends. Step forward into our warrior one. Full breath in. Taking our time. Hands behind the back body. Opposite thumb on top. Lift that heart. Silver surfer. Crown of the head on the inside of that left foot. So our hip points are steering to the back of our mat. Open up those shoulders. Draw the hands away from the back body. Spread the toes. Notice if they're gripping. Now take that left knee over the left ankle. One more breath here. We exhale completely. Our feet are rooted. Use that core. Fingers release. We come all the way back into our warrior one. Maybe a slight back bend. Beautiful. Hands release. Take your time. Left leg back. Your vinyasa. High to low. Cobra or upward dog. Downward dog. Eyes towards the back of the mat. Finding the stillness in this posture. Now, how can you expand a little? Let's take a slight bend in the knees. Now lift those sits bones higher. Keep those hips there. Draw the heels down. Shake out that head. Another full breath in. Let it go. Look forward, bend those knees. Step, hop, or just walk to the top of the mat. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Let's find our chair. Root the hips, extend, spread those fingers wide, tuck the tail, and lift those hands a little higher. Look straight ahead, root through the feet. We'll stand up, we'll take a slight back bend. Nice, and forward fold. Enjoy the ride all the way down. We'll find that halfway lift, high to low plank. Cobra or upward dog, downward dog, eyes towards the back of the mat. Adding on, that right leg lifts. We bend the knee, we stack the hips, extend the right leg, step it forward into warrior one. Ride that breath all the way up. Our hands interlace behind the back body. Lift the heart. Silver surfer, we'll stay here for one full breath in. One full breath out. Slowly rise, release the hands, find your way back into warrior one. We're taking our time as we open into our warrior two. So settle into those hips. Right knee tracks over right ankle. Open up those collarbones, hug those muscles. Now sit a little deeper. We'll reverse, full breath in. Fan those right ribs and explore lifting that left hand. Nice, one more breath here. Let that go, back into warrior two. Straighten that right leg, setting up for our triangle. So our hips bump back, extend, then we'll come back to center, not yet. Full breath in. Now reach. Lengthen, use that core, come back to center. One more time here. So we'll reach, 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 reach. Now find your triangle. Release that right hand, extend that left hand up towards the sky. So close your eyes here. Feel where you are in your space, on your mat. And notice where the breath is in the body. So your balance may move a little bit. Your body's just equalizing here. You can flutter those eyelids open. Let's take that left hand over the left ear. We'll invite that bottom hand. Nice for 3, 2, 1. Blossom open into warrior two. Beautiful. Vinyasa. Hands to the floor. That right leg back. High plank to low. Cobra or upward dog. Downward dog. Eyes towards the back of the mat. Toes start in that center plane, left leg lifts. We bend the knee, we stack the hips. Our left leg extends. Step it forward into warrior one. Feet root, we rise. Sip in that breath. Hands behind the back body. We lift our heart, and silver surfer on this side. Crown of the head and the inside of the foot. We stay here for one full breath in, one full breath out. On an inhale, rise, release the hands. You find your way back through warrior one. Nice, now we open into warrior two. So track that left knee over the left ankle. Relax those shoulders. Lines of energy out through the fingertips. So we'll reverse our warrior. So left hand high. Now just take that right hand out, parallel to the shoulder. Fan those left ribs open. Nice, now we'll find our way back into warrior two. We'll straighten that left leg, bump those hips back, and lengthen. So preparing for our triangle, those bottom left ribs are reaching forward. Then we come back to neutral, look straight ahead. So extend, reach. Breathing in, we come back to neutral. Last time here, we extend, setting up for our triangle. Release that left hand and take that right hand up towards the sky. So light pressure if you're finding the top of the of the shin. So just close your eyes again. Feel where you are in space. Watch the subtle movements of the body. You can flutter those eyelids open. We'll take that right hand over the right ear. And maybe inviting that bottom hand to meet it. You're holding that imaginary ball for 3. Use your core. We're breathing 2. On 1, we blossom open into warrior 2. Beautiful. Hands to the floor. Nice job. Left leg back. High to low plank. Cobra or upward dog. We'll meet in downward dog. Eyes towards the back of the mat. Shake out that head. Inhale to high plank. Take that right knee to the earth, and we'll make that kickstand. Right hand directly underneath the right shoulder, finding our gate pose. So the left hand up towards the sky. Seal the outer edge of that left foot to the earth. Spread the fingers wide. Then we'll take that left hand over the ear. Finding that breath. So the right hand is rooted. We'll just elevate that left leg the height of our hips. That right shin is rooted. Steady breathing. Now let's activate our core here. Elbow in towards our knee. And we extend. We're breathing. Good morning, Hana. And lengthening. 3 more on this side. Squeezing and extending. Last 2. Beautiful. Last one here. Maybe they connect. We lengthen. And just set that left foot to the floor. Both hands to the mat. Find your way back into the high plank. Steady breathing. And we'll come to the other side. So I'm just going to so that left knee is down. I'll face front. Take that left foot to the floor and right foot is out. Seal that outer edge of the right foot. Make sure that left hand's directly underneath the left shoulder and right hand reaches up towards the sky. So you feel that gorgeous stretch here. Spread your fingers wide. And now we'll elevate that right leg. Flex the foot and take that right hand over the right ear. The cats are saying something outside.
Water.
Steady breathing. Now bringing that elbow and knee towards one another. So we squeeze and we extend. 4 more. Breathing and lengthening. Maybe the elbow and knee connect. Doesn't matter. Extend. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. We're breathing. We're lengthening. Let's release the hand to the floor. High plank to low plank. Cobra or upward dog. Downward dog. Eyes towards the back of the mat. Finding that breath. Turn around here. 2 more breaths here. Last full inhale. Complete that exhale. Just look forward. We'll find our way into high plank, setting up for Vashisthasana. Left foot comes on top of the right. So you can modify just like we did into our gate pose, or stack the feet or offset them. That right hand's directly underneath your shoulder. So we'll take that left hand over the ear. Maybe elevate that left leg. For 3, beautiful. 2, and on 1, just bring that left hand to the floor. Pause through high plank. We'll take a downward dog in between sides. Shake out that head. On the inhale, we find our way back into high plank. Spin your heels to the left. Vashisthasana on the other side. So that left hand underneath your shoulder. Move your hand back some. Right hand up towards the sky. So if your balance is challenged, just offset those feet, bump those hips higher. Now maybe take that right hand over the right ear. We're lengthening, stretching, breathing. Now release that right hand to the floor. Vinyasa, beautiful, high to low. Cobra or upward dog. We'll meet in downward dog. Eyes towards the back of the mat. Slow down that breath. Steady breathing. One more inhale. Let that go. Bend the knees. Step, hop, maybe fly to the top of the mat. Halfway lift. Uttanasana, our forward fold, into our chair. Extend the lines of energy up through our fingertips. So keep your feet here. We'll find our eagle arms. We're not going into the eagle legs yet, but right elbow underneath left. Just breathe into that shoulder, into the shoulders, into the shoulder blades. Relax your face. Imagine those elbows are pulling apart. Now press those forearms towards the front of the mat. So just look straight ahead. Now let's add that right thigh up and over. Maybe you find that wrap. We spin those knees into that center line and just squeeze those thighs together. Looking straight ahead. One more breath here. Just release everything. Full breath in, and our hands to our heart center. Beautiful. So finding our way back into our chair. Keep the legs where they are. We'll just wrap that left elbow under the right. Now imagine those elbows are pulling apart, so you feel that opening in the back body. Energetically squeeze those knees together. Root through that right foot, and we'll lift the left thigh up and over. So sitting into our eagle. Find that breath. One more inhale here. Let's release everything. Beautiful. Inhale. And hands to heart center, samastitihi. So just close your eyes. Find your breath. Slow everything down. Open up those collarbones. Let's flutter our eyelids open. And again, we're at the top of our mat, finding our way back into our chair position again. So we'll find those eagle arms again. And we'll lift that right thigh up, but just tap the toe outside that left foot. So it's a sleeping eagle here. So we'll draw those elbows in towards our belly. So you have that extra stability with that right foot on the ground. Round that back body. Now we'll lift those elbows. That foot is still supported. And find that slight back bend, lifting those elbows high. You're still supported here. And we'll come back to neutral. Now just lift that right thigh up and over, finding your way back into our eagle. Steady breathing. Imagine those elbows pulling in opposite directions. Now we'll take that right leg up into the back into our Vira 3. So that left knee is bent. Level off those hips. Upward dog in the chest. 2 more breaths. Last full inhale. Let's take that right thigh up and over. We just wrap here for a full breath in, a full breath out, and just release. Nice work. Inhale. Samastitihi, hands at heart center. Lick your lips. Coming to the other side. So we'll find our way from our chair position. Left elbow underneath right. And we'll take that left thigh up, but just tap that left toe on the earth. So you're stable here. Those elbows are pulling apart. And we'll find our sleeping eagle. So those elbows come in towards our belly. We round that back body. we find that foundation, that stability. And from here, we'll lift our elbows and we'll open up that heart. So a slight back bend, lift those elbows. Notice where you feel openings in the arms, the shoulders, the shoulder blades. Now we'll bring those elbows to be level and just wrap that left thigh up and over. So just lift the toes, find that balance. Option to stay here, or we'll take that leg behind you, left leg into Vera 3, a slight bend in that right knee. Level off the hips, upward dog in the chest. 3 breaths here. Those right toes are spread wide. That foot is rooting you to the earth. 1 more breath here. Slowly wrap that left thigh up and over. Beautiful. We'll release everything. In hands to heart center, Samasthiti. Pause and breathe. Slow down that breath. So let's take 1 more balanced posture here. You can open up those collarbones, take a sip of water. So we'll take that left hand on our left hip. We'll bend that right knee. Option to find the peace finger around the big toe. Keep that knee bent. Option to extend that heel forward. Level off the hips. Stay here, or we open the knee or heel to the right side. Beautiful. So you can extend that left arm. Maybe take your gaze over that left shoulder. Heart is lifted. 1 more breath here. Complete that exhale. So we'll bring that knee or heel towards the center. You take that opposite hand outside the outer edge of the foot. You can keep the right hand on the hip or extend that right hand behind you as we twist over that right shoulder. Breathing here for 3, 2, on 1. Slowly come back to center. You keep the foot where it is. Extend the arms. 5, 4, 3, 2, lower on 1. We'll release our hands to heart center. Samasthiti. Beautiful. Maybe shake out those legs. Hands to our heart. Find that breath. And we'll come to the other side. So right hand on the right hip. The left knee bends. Stay holding onto the knee. Maybe you find that left big toe. Engage that core here. My right foot is rooted. Play your edge. So maybe it's just a slight bend in the knee, or you can straighten the knee. We move from stability. So when you have that foundation, open the heel or the knee to the left. You can extend the right arm. Maybe take your gaze over the shoulder. Looking straight ahead. 1 more breath here. Finish that exhale, bring the knee or heel back to center. So the right hand's coming on the outside of the left edge of the foot. Keep the knee bent or extended, and maybe take the left hand behind you. Last part of the posture is taking your gaze over that shoulder. Lifting through the heart. 2 more breaths. Last full inhale. On an exhale, you take your eyes back to center, release those hands, keep the leg where it is for 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1. Lower the leg, hand to heart center. Pause and breathe. Full inhale. Let's just sigh it out. 1 more inhale. Let's let it go. Let's take 1 more balancing posture. So we'll find our traditional tree. Right foot in the inner left thigh. Hands come to our heart center. Let's just open up those shoulders. You can roll them up and back. Maybe change direction. And then we'll invite you to lift your prayer. Spreading your hands the width of your shoulders, look straight ahead. Now it's fall, so just let those leaves slowly fall to the earth. You can take that right foot to the floor, samastitihi. Last side, finding your tree, left foot in the inner right thigh. We'll bring our hands to our heart center again. Lift the heart. We'll lift our prayer. And this time, keep the soles of your palms together if you can. Maybe you bend those elbows. Maybe you take the interlacing of the hands behind your head. Lift your heart. Eyes high. We come back to center. And we let those leaves fall to the ground. Beautiful. Left foot to the floor. Hands to our heart center. We'll come to the top of our mat. We take a full breath in. We melt forward. You find that halfway lift. Step or jump those feet back. High to low plank. Cobra or upward dog. Downward dog. Eyes towards the back of the mat. We'll inhale to high plank. You can drop those knees or 5 counts to lower to the floor. Breathe in, 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1. We untuck our toes, forehead to the floor. And again, let's find our finger pads. So I'm on all 10 finger pads. We'll find a baby cobra again. So just lift from the lower back. And we'll take our forehead to the floor. Rooting through those toenails, again, we'll find a baby cobra. Maybe lengthen through those arms and find a little more length, a supported upward dog. We'll lower down. Now extending those arms or taking those arms behind you, interlace your fingers, tops of the feet root. We'll lift from our heart again. So finding a modified Shalabhasana here. Feet are rooted, our heart is lifted. We'll lower down. Keep your hands interlaced. One more time, we lift our heart. We open up our collarbones, I'm looking straight ahead. Now just elevate those feet off the floor. So reaching the fingers, the knuckles towards the heels, the thighs are lifted. Breathing here, warming up that back body, finding that floor bow. Beautiful, we'll release the hands. Just take that left ear to the mat. And from here, we'll just bend our knees and windshield wiper our feet side to side. And stop when those feet are center. So we'll hug those knees in, and we'll all set up for a full floor bow. So reaching for those ankles, forehead to the floor, let everything go. And we lift our heart. Now we take our thighs off the mat, finding that breath. So breathe into this posture. Take your time as you add more buoyancy in the body. We're breathing and lifting. Look straight ahead. Breathing. Nice, and let it go. Let's release the tops of the feet, the shins, and take that right ear to the floor. Find that breath. And again, we'll just bend those knees and windshield wiper them side to side. Let's come back to neutral, release those legs. We'll take our hands in line with our chest. Push onto our hands and knees, and we'll set up for our Ustrasana, our camel. Option to give those knees a little extra cushion. So I always like to do 2 camels. We'll take that first easier version with our toes tucked under. Knees are rooted, hands on the hips. We look straight ahead. We squeeze those elbows. Open up that heart. Lift through the heart. Support that lower back. Maybe you reach for your heels. So you find that bow just like we found on the floor. Open up the heart, let that head be loose. Rhythmic breathing throughout every posture. What can you soften in this posture? Maybe it's your breath. Maybe back out of the posture a little bit. Please take one more inhale. We let that go. Chin towards your chest. We come all the way up. And we'll just sit our bottom onto our heels. Take your fingers and reach the fingers towards your knees as we open up those wrists. So our shoulders come away from our ears. Maybe take more weight towards your heels. And we'll turn those fingers now in towards the center. And coming on up, just interlace those fingers and find that infinity. So just opening up those wrists. Maybe change direction. Shake it out. We'll add energy to the top of our feet. Now rooting through our shins, one more camel. So walk your hands up your thighs. Hands on that lower back, elbows hug in. Engage that core, lift the heart. Stay supported right here. Root through those shins. Maybe you go a little further. So our breath is our great gauge of how far we can go into the posture. So when we hold our breath, the body is strained. We want to keep that rhythmic breathing, allowing the body to open, letting go, releasing. Take one more breath here. Full exhale. Use that core to come all the way up. And we'll just take those hands back to the floor directly underneath our shoulders. So extend that left hand up towards the sky. And let's thread the needle. Left ear to the floor. Find that breath. You can stay here, or maybe you extend that right leg coming onto the toes. Or option even to lift that right leg. And we'll lower that right knee down, unravel, and we'll come to the other side. So our right hand lifts, we'll thread the needle, right ear to the floor. Find that breath. Option to extend that left leg. Root through that right shin. Maybe you elevate that left leg. You can point through the toes. One more breath here. We let it go. Take that left knee to the earth. Unravel. Nice. And we'll just cross our ankles and extend those legs out in front of you. Root through those shins, that nice tall spine. So we'll take that right foot into the inner left thigh. We find the supported tree. Root through those sits bones. Extend the arms up overhead. Navel is engaged. Now reaching for the toes. Find the ankle, the heel, the toes. Two more breaths here. Last full inhale. Complete the exhalation. Inhale, lift the heart slightly. We're going to bend that left knee. Hands interlace. We did this last week. We'll extend that left leg. So we'll keep your right hand in the inner arch of the foot and just open that left hand posture that we explored earlier today. So we open, we broaden through the chest muscles, spread those left fingers wide. Nice, we'll come back to center. And finding that core, just release the leg. Beautiful, and we'll lower it down and we'll extend that right leg, shake it out. So finding tree on the other side, the left foot in the inner right thigh. Root through those sits bones, a nice tall spine. Right foot is flexed, extend the arms up overhead. Full breath in, and then lengthen over that right thigh. Find the ankle, the heel, the toes. Surrender, let go. Lick your lips. Relax your face. One more breath on that back body. Let it go. Inhale, lift your heart. We'll take a slight bend in that right knee. Sits bones are rooted. And we'll extend that right leg up towards the sky. So again, notice if you're rounding, engage that core. You can keep that left hand in the inner arch and just open that right hand out towards the side. Finding that beautiful twist. Maybe gaze towards that right thumb. Find that breath. And we'll bring both hands around. You can find that support hanging onto the leg or take that yogi quiz. Keep that leg where it is, engage the core. Nice, we'll lower it down. Unhinge that left leg. Release that extra flesh. Big breath in. Slight bend in the knees as we hinge forward. Forehead towards the toes. Find that breath in the back body. Two more breaths. Last full inhale here. We'll let it go. We'll inhale, lift your heart, and we'll find one more hip opener here. So find your fire log. I'll face you. So left ankle, or right ankle on left thigh. Take that bottom leg so it's in line with that right knee. Find the sits bones. You can always sit on a brick, but option to bring your hands to your heart or just support your hands outside the feet. Allow those hips to release. Maybe you can walk your hands forward. Relax the shoulders. Flexing the feet, protecting those knees. We'll inhale, we'll lift our hearts. And just change sides. So take that left ankle on top of towards the right knee, avoiding putting pressure on the knee. Make sure that bottom leg is stacked below that left knee. Level off those sits bones. Find that support. Maybe your hands at your heart. Find that breath. Flex your feet. Softening here. Maybe walk your hands forward. So we'll inhale and unwrap the legs. And just inviting you this morning, you can find your Shavasana or maybe just find your way into a comfortable seated position. Hands can rest on your thighs. Just allow the body to let go. Find that next full incoming breath. And let it go. If you're in Shavasana, extend the arms. You can add some movement to your fingers, wiggle them, wiggle your toes, and finding your way to a comfortable seated position. You can flutter those eyelids open, inviting you to bring your hand to your heart center, bowing your forehead toward the tips of your fingers, and acknowledging this gift you gave yourself this morning, and finding our breaths, opening up the body, connecting with our online community. So we'll seal class off with one beautiful Om. So exhale the air completely. Full breath in. The light within me honors and recognizes the light within all of you. Thank you so much for sharing your practice, and namaste. Thank you, everyone. Have a beautiful day. The cats are looking at the squirrels, but so nice to see you. Thank you. Have a great day, everyone, and we'll see you on Thursday.
Thanks, Amy. Thanks, Bill.